So, I want to preface this video with a few points right off the bat. I've been streaming full-time now and doing content creation since March 18th, 2024. On that date, I ended up getting partnered on Twitch. Since then, I've streamed at least 25 hours a week, every week, Monday through Friday, sometimes more. For context for the rest of this video, I just passed 6,000 followers. I just obtained a 60/40 revenue share this June, actually. My CCV depends on what I'm doing, but it's usually around anywhere from 100 concurrent to sometimes up to 170 concurrent without being rated. I primarily stream retro speedrunning and retro variety. In the time that I was partnered, I think Twitch was going through a bit of a transitional period because they were changing and revamping aspects of the partner system. Everything I knew about the partner system going in and then getting partnered slowly changed over time after continuing to stream as a partner trying to make sense of full time. I think I had a bit of a unique vantage point as prior to streaming, Twitch was a hobby interest. But after I became partnered, I really tried to make sense of full-time and content creation. I kept track of my own numbers and really tried to analyze and learn everything about it as much as I could. Twitch in these last couple of years rolled out a couple of features that individually seem innocuous, but when examined and strung together, honestly create a very poor ecosystem for content creators across the board. Monetization for everyone sounds pretty creator-friendly. Sponsorships for affiliate sounds creator-friendly. Plus points? Oh, you bet. It sure sounds creator-friendly. Easier partner requirements? It sounds more inclusive and less punishing to the communities that raid and support you. And partner perks shared with affiliates? Sounds fair. But simply having access to all of these things isn't the same thing as improving creators' ability to build a sustainable career. I would like to elaborate on these points and how some of these changes work together from the ground up to really diminish a lot of opportunity for you to grow in a reasonable time frame on Twitch, regardless of where you are on Twitch. Partner used to be viewed as kind of an end goal. Ya made it, son. But with these recent changes, it kind of impacts creators everywhere along the way now, unless you get really lucky. And I also really want to preface this and say, this question being answered in the video is what can Twitch do for you as a content creator? What can you expect from Twitch if you choose to create content on Twitch? It's not about what you care about achieving, pushing for partner, any of these things. Personal goals or interests aside, I understand some people just stream for fun, and that's more than okay. This video is more about what can Twitch offer you if you're ever curious in turning that hobby interest into something more full-time. So let's pretend we're brand new and making a new Twitch account specifically to stream on Twitch. There was a feature added on May 13th, 2026, where Twitch proudly proclaimed monetization features that were previously for affiliates and partners were now eligible on all channels: channel points, subs, emotes, badges, and bits. However, with this change, they also added something else. Until an account hits at least affiliate status, creators must opt in, as all the revenue earned while streaming will go into something called spendable balance. Until you hit affiliate or partner status, you cannot withdraw any money earned as a creator to your personal bank account. Instead, it goes into spendable balance, where the only thing that you can do with it until you hit affiliate or partner is spend it elsewhere on Twitch. Twitch effectively, with this change, created a circular ecosystem where money earned by the lowest performing content creators stays within Twitch due to a flow restriction. Creators will then process additional fees on top of their spendable balance if they choose to spend what they earned on another creator to buy a subscription, gift sub, or bits. So what's the big deal then? Just to hit affiliate. And brother, let me tell you, there's a huge amount of subset of streamers that have been streaming for years who, due to bad luck, bad networking, bad overall knowledge when it comes how to grow, bad times, or who knows what reason, just can't hit affiliate. Twitch took care of the streamers who underperform most with this change, because any revenue that they earn streaming on Twitch to a literal black hole, the funds are restricted to in-house platform spending until eligibility thresholds are met, which keeps revenue circulating inside Twitch's ecosystem rather than exiting it immediately. I saw after they made this change, a lot of people complaining on X saying, well bro, what's the point of affiliate now? And well bro, affiliate now serves as a roadblock to every creator that will never hit affiliate. Effectively allowing monetization features for all, affiliate became the first of many moving goalposts Twitch now offers their creators. So, what is the point of affiliate? The point of affiliate is you're going to see 50/50 revenue share for a very long time. We may as well call affiliate 50/50 revenue share. For affiliates, you only receive 50% of Tier 2 or Tier 3 subscriptions. Once you hit affiliate, you can take money outside the Twitch ecosystem, but this is where most streamers are going to be stuck for a very long time, because the next step is Twitch partner. A lot of people have been complaining recently, both partners and affiliates. Affiliate is basically the same as partner. And it's true, there's very few advantages to being partner anymore, and in terms of this video specifically, there's almost none. One important feature that used to exist was something called Bounty Board. After being partnered myself, I actually did apply to the Bounty Board program, but I received an answer saying that they plan to create a newer system accessible to all, as previously Bounty Board was very exclusive, selective, based on your channel CCV, among other things like geographical location. Bounty Board provided above industry standard sponsorship opportunities for partners exclusively to earn money. It's important to know that a lot of these sponsorships were above industry standard, but not all, of course. If you're unfamiliar with what industry standard means when it comes to content creation, generally whatever your CCV or concurrent viewership is going back 90 days per hour in USD was what you should be charging a developer. If you have 10 CCV, you charge $10 an hour. If you have 100 CCV, you charge $100 an hour. Bounty Board was axed and sponsorships are opened up to both affiliates and partners specifically. We'll talk more about that a little bit after, but keep in mind Bounty Board was not accessible to all partners, where the new sponsorship program by default is and sometimes includes affiliates as well. Let's keep growing on Twitch. We've streamed as a creator, we achieved affiliate, and now we're a partner. So what changes? Well, not your revenue share, that's for sure. It stays at 50-50. But any tier 2 and tier 3 subscriptions you receive 60-40 and 70-30 regardless of your plus point status as a partner. Originally named Partner Plus, the program was later changed to Plus Points and affiliates were given access to this as well. If you maintain 100 unique subscribers for 3 months in a row, and Amazon Prime subs don't count, and gift subs don't count, and tier 1, 2, or 3 are given different point values, you'll be rewarded with a 60-40 revenue share. If you can maintain 300 unique subscribers for 3 months in a row, you'll be rewarded with a 70-30 revenue share. Sounds good on paper, right? As of June 28, 2026, there are 4,030,371 total monetized creators on Twitch. And out of all those creators, 99.31% have 50-50 revenue share. I mean, surely that's not my design, right? Twitch wouldn't make 60-40 that hard to achieve, right? Well, going back to my own metrics, as I said, I just passed 6,000 followers on Twitch. I stream Monday through Friday. About 1,500 unique people check out my stream every day. In the last 90 days on my channel, over 100,000 messages were written. I've spent the last 2.5 years streaming full-time, 25 hours a week, and sometimes even longer when I hold events on the weekends. I barely hit 60-40 with these numbers, and 70-30 for a creator my size is virtually unattainable. So if I'm going to be stuck at 60-40 for who knows how long, you're going to be stuck at 50-50 for a very long time, until you at least hit similar metrics and numbers to my channel. Partnership changed quite a bit in the last year specifically. Partner used to require an average of 75 viewers, 8 unique streams, and of those 8 unique streams, 25 broadcasting hours. The biggest thing was that raids were excluded from partnership CCV, so effectively anyone raided into your channel did not count as a viewer. You had to organically grow a community of 75 or higher, and you needed to maintain all of these numbers going back 90 days and going forward in the future for whatever amount of time it took Twitch to process your partner application. In my case, I had to wait over 30 business days for Twitch to accept me as a partner, which means as those 30 days passed, the previous 30 days of my application dropped off or no longer counted. So I needed to, in addition, maintain those metrics going into the future as well. You also had to write an application that involved describing your channel, which was human reviewed. Now you need 6 unique streams of 75 or higher. There's no hour broadcast requirement. You only need 2 months of analytics, and the biggest single change was all raid viewership counts towards partner viewership. On top of that, once you apply, your stats are frozen in a snapshot, so you don't need to maintain any of your metrics or keep streaming, and they remove the written application portion. There's speculation around how much of the review process is automated versus manually reviewed now. February 2025 is when Twitch changes partner requirements to allow raids to count towards partner eligibility. Since then, Twitch has partnered 15,289 creators from February 21st, 2025 to June 28th, 2026. Big thank you to Commander Root for providing me with some of these numbers. What's particularly interesting is that Twitch partnered more creators in the last year than it did during 2020 and 2021, which just so happened to be the largest growth period in the platform's history. During the pandemic, when everyone was on lockdown, Twitch exploded from roughly 11 billion hours watched in 2019 to over 18.5 billion hours watched in 2020, a 69% increase. Average concurrent viewership climbed to approximately 2.1 million viewers. Peak concurrent viewership exceeded 6 million, and the number of live channels grew by more than 77% year after year. It is absolutely mind-boggling to me that Twitch is partnering more people with reduced watch hours compared to the pandemic era. So why is Twitch partnering so many new channels? Well, it costs them nothing to partner a channel, first of all. And second, partners that have below 75 CCV presumably only earn Twitch money. Because partners rated to partner often fall below the 75 CCV threshold, as they didn't have organic communities to begin with, sponsorships from Twitch often are reflective of below industry standard pay. On top of that, Twitch partnering so many partners have given them a wider net to throw out sponsorships to. In the past, when partnership was harder to get and more exclusive and Bounty Board existed, industry standard was often higher. In my own experience, I've seen offers as low as 30 cents per CCV, and in some cases, as low as 10 cents per CCV. In my own case, in the last 2.5 years, I've received numerous sponsorship offers through Twitch. Only a small handful, maybe about 3 or 4, have been above what I consider industry standard relative to my CCV at the time. The vast majority have been well below that benchmark. It's reasonable to observe that platforms like Twitch benefit when creators accept more sponsorship inventory overall, especially at below industry standard rates. Once big brands catch on, or developers, or businesses in general, the partner is so much easier to obtain now. It will impact how they interact with you when it comes to negotiating deals. In the past, you did actually have some leverage being a Twitch partner and reaching out externally to brands or developers, but I feel those days are heavily limited in how effective they will be once future brands and developers realize so many partners now don't actually have sustainable communities of 75 or higher, and, in fact, are no different than their affiliate counterparts streaming at 20 CCB. Broadly speaking, in the past, partner was at least a guarantee that you had a larger community that surrounded you, which isn't even a guarantee anymore. With all these changes, Twitch has gradually expanded access to monetization features, sponsorship opportunities, and partner eligibility, making the platform appear more inclusive for creators at all levels. However, these changes have also reshaped the progression system in a way that reduces the clarity and reliability of long-term income growth for most streamers. Early monetization is now available to nearly everyone, but actual payout access is restricted until affiliate. And a significant portion of earnings for non-eligible creators remains locked in a platform-only balance. Affiliate itself functions less as a milestone and more as a necessary gate to basic financial withdrawal, while still leaving most creators on a 50-50 revenue split. At higher levels, partner status and improved revenue tiers exist, but they are so unbelievably difficult to reach and only affect a small fraction of creators. Meanwhile, sponsorship access has become widely distributed after the removal of more select programs, increasing availability but lowering consistency and average quality of deals compared to the earlier curated systems. Overall, the system has shifted towards a broader participation with flatter economic outcomes. Sure, more creators can access tools and monetization, but fewer experience meaningful or predictable progression in earnings unless they reach and sustain relatively high performance levels. And remember, high performance levels is only 0.69% of the 4 million creators currently on Twitch. Only 0.69% of all creators on Twitch have a 60-40 or 70-30 revenue share. And of course it had to be 69, right? So at the end of the day, what do you do with this information? I think the point of this video is clarity. Even when it feels like you're growing on Twitch, a lot of the growth doesn't actually translate into meaningful opportunity for most creators looking to pursue full-time. I still understand that full-time is not a consideration for most people, but even if you want to move up the ladder in a casual way as a creator on Twitch, the system is structured in a way that monetization access is widespread, but meaningful earning power is heavily gated behind thresholds that very few people can ever reach. And I believe all of these small changes contributed to this heavily gated ecosystem where only a few can ever reach the top. What that effectively creates is a platform where most creators are active in the ecosystem. They stream, they engage, they even monetize their accounts in limited ways, but only a small fraction ever see their growth convert into better revenue splits or a stable sponsorship leverage. And because sponsorship inventory, partner eligibility, and revenue tier improvements are all tied to performance bands that sit way above the vast majority of creators, the practical outcome is that growth often feels real without changing the underlying economics for a long time, if ever. So that's about it. If you've ever felt like you've never grown on Twitch, you probably haven't, and it's going to be hard to dig yourself out of that hole. On a final note, I'm trying a little experiment. I'm seeing if I can stream for the bare minimum requirements on a new channel and get partnered in July and August, so come check it out if you're interested. The channel is called Roger Rabbit for Twitch Partner, where I'll speedrun Roger Rabbit on the NES. I'll leave a pinned comment to the channel. Keep notifications on, and thanks for watching.